Now let's give it a taste. Man, wow. That is so good. Oh my gosh. Today I'm going to be making this incredibly delicious spicy tomato jam. I know that sounds a little strange, tomato jam, but honestly, even if you don't like tomatoes, you will love this. It's amazing you put this many tomatoes in and you don't really taste the tomatoes. But it's such an incredible flavor because we have cloves and cinnamon and coconut sugar and a little bit of red pepper flakes. I don't like it too spicy, so I go mild on that. And then we have ginger and roasted cumin seeds, and it's so aromatic. And when you boil this down into a jam, oh my God, it is so delicious. You guys have to make this. Okay, so let's get started. Here we go. In our blender, I'm gonna add my cumin seeds, and I toasted them in a pan. And then I'm gonna add, let's just add the vinegar so I don't knock this over. And then lemon, just chunked up bits of lemon. And of course, ginger. And I'm gonna just put that in first and then blend that. So let's get that blended. Just gonna push down from the sides because there's all this good stuff in the lid and on the sides. And I just want to push that down and do one more little blend. Wow, the combination between the vinegar and the lemon and cumin, that's already delicious smelling right there. Okay, so now I'm gonna get the pan started. And then we're gonna put this in our little bowl here. And this in our bowl. And now to our nice hot pan, I'm gonna add our tomatoes. Love the sound of sizzling tomatoes. Now we just add everything. We just put everything in. We put the maple syrup. You can imagine how delicious having maple syrup and coconut sugar. Love both of those for sweeteners. Coconut sugar and our cloves. My favorite spice, cinnamon. Who doesn't love cinnamon? Chili pepper and salt. And then our aromatic little concoction. So we just added all in the pan. Now we're gonna stir that around. Let me grab one of these. And after we stir this around, we are going to put the lid on. And we want that just to boil probably 30 minutes because it's not about cooking it, it's about breaking down the tomatoes and all the skins of the tomato and getting that liquid to come out and infuse all those aromatic spices and make it a jam. So you want to get it to a boil, and if you stir it all together like this, and then you just put your lid on, you will bring it to a boil much faster. And you're just gonna need to, for the next 30 minutes, I would check it every maybe 3, 4, 5 minutes. Give it a stir, put the lid back on. If you notice it's not boiling down, then you can take the lid off. But I like the lid on because it seems to break the tomatoes down better. So I'm really excited to have this today because I've made it before and it's so delicious. I love this on toast. I love it in my Indian dishes like bowls or just over veggie bowls, over rice. It's so good. Even just on toast or crackers. It's unbelievable. And if you guys love Indian food, there's a spice that they have or a sauce called tamarind sauce when you go eat, and it's this made from the tamarind fruit. And it's really sour, but they make it with sugar, and it reminds me so much of that. All right, so let's let this cook down, and then I'll be back. I'll be stirring it, and then I'll be back in 30 minutes. Okay, so it's been 30 minutes, and it's definitely done. You can see that it's nice and thick. So now I'm gonna get my plate that I put in the freezer. This is one way how you can tell if it's done, and then you stick a little bit of the jam on your frozen plate and you stick it in the fridge. But I know it's done because I've made it before and I can see it's the really nice texture. It's nice and thick, kind of lumpy, like so filled with all these beautiful aromatic spices. But that's how you would test it if you're not sure. But just keep letting it boil, and with the lid on, really helps break down those tomatoes and the skins and infuse those spices. I mean, it is done and it's ready. When you pull that plate out, you'll see that it's nice and thick. I already know it is, but that's how you're gonna test it. When you're done with this, you could put it in a nice jar. You can do jelly and jam jars, but man, I use it up so fast. I just put it in a mason jar, and you can eat this warm or cold. I've got some of my homemade sourdough toast here, and I'm just gonna put a little on there. So I wanna show you the color because it's so incredible. So you can see, look at that beautiful, it's like dark, deep red, almost the color of the Cherokee tomatoes, although I used red ones and the Cherokees both. But oh, imagine serving this for company with some beautiful crackers or toast or over a bowl if you're having them for lunch, because this is a very typical way that I would eat it. So I would take a big spoon like this and put it over my bowl. I have brown rice on the bottom, and then I have cauliflower and onions and all kinds of Indian spices, and I made it into like a curry. Okay, so now let's give it a taste. I gotta get some cilantro, some of my jam, a lot of my jam. Man. Wow. That's crazy. That is insane good. I like this jam any way you put it, but wow, with this, it reminds me so much of tamarind, and it's so incredible because you can taste the clove. You can't really taste the tomatoes. I honestly, if someone would have said, what's in here, for $1 million, I would have said tamarind and not tomatoes. It is amazing. Wow, that's so good. You guys have to try this. So this is often what I do for a snack. I just put it on my sourdough bread. It's such an incredible experience when you put these flavors on your tongue. And for me, this is the perfect spice. Fantastic. Please make it, and don't forget to subscribe because I really appreciate every one of you that have done that. And make this and leave me a comment and let me know how you love it. It's so good. I really want to hear some of you made it and that you love it too. So please try it and watch some of my other videos if you like this one. All right, you guys, see you next week.